What is going on? I'm ZMOT. Lots has changed in Warships, and many things have remained the same. So we're going to throw code ZMOT in that creator boost. Thanks for all of you who do that. We're going to jump on into Warships, and kadoosh. Just like that, we are in Diamond. In yesterday's video, I think I was in 19, maybe 20. I fell down to 18. I fought my way up to 20. I was excited. I thought I was going to get a rank chest, and then I realized I had been in 20 like 4 days before. So awkward moments. I'm going to show you what got me into Diamond. Hopefully it helps you. So if you have 80% building damage, or even at least 50% according to the Brain Trust, the ZMOT Brain Trust, you're gonna want to go get rocket launchers first. If you have less than 50% building damage, you want to go get shock launchers and building damage, apparently. I can't speak to that. I haven't done it, obviously, but rocket launchers basically got me into Diamond. Lots of people fizzling. This is my log. Before that, I went, I think, 8-2. So overall, in the neighborhood of, say, 16 out of 18 wins. Loss to people who've cleared me, loss to a bad fizzle on my part, but overall, I am clearing them usually. That is because not many people at this level have rocket launchers yet, and I do have medkits. Medkits have been pretty darn good. Do make sure you max them. Lots of upgrade tokens available. I am going to go get shock launchers, which is going to make my base even stronger. And at that point, I believe we changed the shock blaster for a damage amplifier. Not entirely sure yet. We will find out, though. That negative node right there, just giving away more and more and more GBE. When given the choice between troop damage and building damage and GBE, I think I've taken GBE every single time. We don't need no GBE, but I was very tempted by heavy chop. I was skipping those for the second, and if you're trying to play the offensive style of the game, maybe you want to do that. Reminder that heavies have not been unlocked yet. On my other account, I have Scorchers and Artillery, just barting out a shock launcher and going right. I'll show you what I've been doing, though. Let's see if we can find a base that is not a spread. So many spread bases. Every time I see a spread, it's almost an instant win. So that is where I am at. Spread. Yes, everyone's running the spreads. It feels like just maybe I have slightly better tech than everyone at this point. I gotta find one that's not a spread. Maybe there's one in here. I fizzled, so that's slightly... And this one, I just ignored that and went to the back, and I probably could have got all the engine rooms, but they had already retreated, so I just gave up and trying to be a good sport, trying to level up as fast as we can. That's the important detail at the second. This is less of a spread than others, so again, just using our troops in a wise fashion, getting rifles ahead of Zookas when there's machine guns, getting Zookas ahead of rifles when there's flamethrowers, and then just clearing through here, using medkits to keep our troops alive, using second wind to keep our troops moving forwards. Not sure what that... Well, that medkit was for those troops coming around the corner, and just trying to anticipate all of their walks. Did not get all of the stuff, unfortunately. I screwed up in this back corner, but just generally, Kavan, rifle, Zuka, and trying to keep Kavan alive as best as I possibly can. Sadly, we did go against a clump here. I did lose, and this is where sending a couple troops up that left-hand wall to get that left-hand engine room, just basically giving them away to get that engine room on the left-hand side, and then clearing up the middle. Should not have used that medkit probably, but nonetheless, clearing up the front. And this season is just hideous. The way that I'm winning is by sucking less than my opponents, or having stronger defenses than my opponents is probably more accurate. I don't really get the CMO. I feel like the CMO's not doing a heck of a lot. If any of you are using the CMO, I would love to hear the logic behind it, because it just doesn't seem like it's never getting Kavan. It's just taking out rifles, which sure, that does help kill my Zookas off, but I don't really get the CMO. But at the same time, I did fizzle against the CMO. So you'll notice that I have not attacked in 13 hours. Shebang was using Grenadiers. I fizzled before they did, so I switched Supercell IDs. That way I could keep those 4 engine rooms towards that chest. Force closing, changing Supercell IDs, whatever you have to do to get those engine rooms. It is a blood bath. We'll do at least one hit here. I'm almost certainly going to fall out of diamond. I don't play as well at my desk as I do sitting with my feet up. Also don't play as well when you're watching, which I feel like that's an excuse, but I'm going to run with it. So hopefully that helped your tech tree. Also, hopefully you guys are hanging in there. I've seen way too many comments in my YouTube section saying you guys have quit. One person said they quit with 7 of their accounts or something like that. Instant training is almost a requirement this season, and I hate those seasons. Those seasons are not good for the player base at all. And again, this is where I talked about getting the Zookas out front towards that flamethrower. That is fairly important. We're going to send you out there, hoping to come around that left corner as well as the right corner. And I am splitting my troops a little bit, but not as much as it looks like, if that makes any sense, because these left-hand guys are going to wrap around to that mortar. Those right-hand guys might go up and clear that flamethrower on that right-hand side, but they're all going to kind of sort of end up in the same place. Don't need medkits anywhere quite yet. We are going to use one back there just because of that mortar with that flamethrower. And this is not looking super duper great, but the fact is most of our troops have gone towards that right-hand side, and that is going to do all of the goodness for us because we should be able to get rid of that shock blaster and that machine gun, and then eventually we're going to get that far right-hand side engine room, which is going to bring all of our... right-hand side. Talked about it yesterday, having just a flotsam on that right-hand side. They went with just the CMO, and in that instance, just the CMO is brilliant because it is going to be shooting quickly, taking out troops, and I think it's the fastest single-shot defense that is available. I could very well be wrong on that, but we are going to get rid of that and get against that wall, hoping that we don't encounter that machine gun too early. So getting some engine rooms, and I might actually clear this base, depending on all of the mines, and that CMO is the X factor most definitely, but just not a great season. I mean, for me, I do like these difficult season as a player, but as a member of the community and a person who listens to your feedback, and it's just not great. It's in fact quite terrible. So why I went up against that right or left-hand wall there was just to try to avoid as many of those mines as we can. We are going to hit the shock mine with one single rifleman. That is very good. Now we're just going to find out if there is a mine. Yeah, that's exactly what I assumed. And that's where not having artillery was terrible. We're going to die here. Kavon needs to die. That's going to be a faster way than retreating. That is going to hopefully pick us up the win. We're going to retreat right there. We'll find out in a second. Our percentage should be very high, but theirs is going to be higher. So I've seen a couple players now using mechs with Everspark, mechs with Zookas, mechs with medics, and they are clearing. So maybe mechs are the answer. Maybe they're better than heavy choppas and Scorchers. They're definitely, that's the first time I've been cleared in a long while. So big shout out to D7A30 as we hear that terrible sound, possibly the worst sound in all of Boom Beach. I am not going to claim that chest though. We are going to keep fighting. I'm going to do that offline though. Hopefully that gave you some insight. Maybe not on attacking. Actually, you know what? Speaking of insights, why is my Kavan not maxed? His healing per second goes up substantially, and I've also heard of a bunch of you using medics with Kavan as well. I have not fallen that low into the depths of despair yet. But what I am going to do next offline is I'm going to check how many how many tokens it takes to upgrade shock launchers to max. I assume I should be upgrading Kavan to max. I probably also should be upgrading medics to max. That is an important detail that everyone should do as well. Go back, check through the things you've already unlocked and see if you should be maxing them. I definitely did that for a couple other things that I can't recall what they were, but Kavan probably should be maxed, leaving flares at tick 3. A bit of a quick video today, but happy that I made diamond. And one more thing before we go, it took me 297 battles to make diamond. That is the most it has taken me, I think, ever. Now, I was looking through the global leaderboard, and some of the players on here were ridiculous. I think I saw one player with like 500 and not in diamond yet. I saw others that had like up to like 800 or something ridiculous like that. There are a lot of people playing a lot of battles. So hopefully you guys are liking this. The fact that there's a lot of battles means maybe you're liking it, maybe you're hating it. Let me know in the comments. Regardless, Boom Beach Warships Season 65 does continue. We have 11 days left, so hang in there. I shall talk to you soon. Hit me up in the comments if you have questions, comments, criticisms, all the rest. I'm ZMOT. Thanks for coming in. Peace.